Happy Thursday. Today is June 11th, 2026. We are on the roof of the Aragon family in Phoenix, Arizona. The current temperature outside is 88 degrees. It is 7:55 in the morning. What we have here is we have our recommended ITEL shingle. This is a Titan, or a Tamco Titan. The color is Painted Desert. This is what was recommended through the ITEL RLS process. This is what is recommended to make the repairs. We have an unopened bundle on the roof. We're going to be doing a repairability assessment. As you can see, we have a notepad and some chalk. We'll be keeping notes as we go. What we've done is we've selected this area of the roof right here. This is on the front slope. We have marked this book out with X. This will be our test book. What we're going to do is we're going to remove test book X and we're going to replace it with the recommended shingle, the Tamco Titan XT. We have all the surrounding shingles numbered and identified. We know that 1 and 2 are directly beneath book X. We have 3, which is off to the left, 4, which is off to the right. We have books 5 and 6, which are overlapping of shingle book X. Those will need to be lifted in order to get the fasteners out. Then we have 7 and 8. 7 and 8 overlap 5 and 6, and 5 and 6 have nails in their nail strip that go through the back of our book. Those will need to get removed to get it out and be reinserted. So let's see, let's diagnose the shingle. The shingle is a dimensional shingle. It starts here and it ends here. What I need to do is get it separated from all the material that binds it to books 1 and 2. For that, I'll use a soft nose rounded putty knife. I like this because of the roundness, doesn't cut through, very thin, easy to use. We'll start on one end of the shingle. We'll just work our way across very slowly and carefully. We see the granules are just pouring off of this roof. We know that these are very, very thin shingles. So we want to go slow, just take our time. There we go, we have that book removed. Now we're going to do the same thing for 5 and 6. We're stuck on something here. There we go. 5 and 6 have been separated. Now we'll do the same thing for 7 and 8. Here, kind of stuck there. Come back here a little bit. There we go. Oh, we're stuck on something there. There we go. Now for 7. All right. Now what I'm going to do is run my finger underneath each shingle. What I'm feeling for is any material that's been ripped off or transferred. We try to avoid that at all costs. And I do have quite a bit of material here that has been transferred. What we're looking at here is we can see this exposed fiberglass. And I know you guys can't see it. I don't want to bend this up too much, but there's a huge glob underneath 5. That's material. This material that's in the glob underneath 5 has been ripped off of 3. So I'm going to mark these shingles with MT and MT. I know that material has been ripped off of 3 and is now on 5. I'm going to circle this area right here as well. That is the area where exposed fiberglass and material has transferred. Now we'll go under 7. 7 feels good. And so does 8. So what I'm going to do now is remove the shingle from the substrate. I'm going to use this thin pried roofing snake to remove any fasteners or nails. We have a nailed system. You see our first nail here. And it is good and deep. There we go. We'll get that one out of the way. We have a second nail here. We'll get that one out of the way. I think this might be the last one in our nail strip, number 4. So we'll get that one out of the way. Now we'll go up to the ones that are in 5 and 6. So we'll need to pull this one. As well as this one. Now unfortunately this nail is very deep. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use my flat bar, and I'm going to go underneath shingle book 6 and see if I can pop this up. Nope, and it did pull through. So we'll go from underneath and get that pulled out. Since it is through the back of our shingle, it does need to come out. All right, now we'll go to this one. Man, this one's deep as well. I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna have to go from underneath. What I'm really trying to do is just pop it up. I don't want it to pop through. Just enough to get a, there we go. That was perfect. There we go. I think this might be the last nail that protrudes through the back of our book. Let's hope that that allows the shingle to slide out. And it does. We do have the shingle book removed. Now I'm going to take the shingle up here. We're going to set it right there. We're going to get some on-the-spot measurements of it. We do see here that it does say Tamco. That's a good sign. So what we're looking at is a shingle that is 39 5/8 and 13 1/4. What I'm going to do now is open this shingle book. Take this one out. I'm going to set it next to it. What I like to do a lot of the times is just stack them on top and just kind of see if they line up. And we already have a problem. This is our Tamco shingle off of the roof. Now look closely here. I am butted up and straight. These are even. But look over here. This shingle is much longer than the shingle we've been provided. Let's get a measurement on the shingle we've been provided. And we can see that is exactly 39 inches. So this is not the correct shingle, made by the same manufacturer, but not correct in size. Now I'm going to demonstrate what happens when we use a shingle that's incorrect in size. I don't think I'm going to be able to use this to make the actual repair for this reason. Let's look at books 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are butted up side by side. Let's look at books 6 and the off-brand book, butted up side by side. There's no keyhole or passageway. So I'm going to install this shingle, slide it into place, get it even and straight. Now look, we are side by side here. Now let's look over here. This is what's called a keyhole. So if we look, we have a 5/8 inch keyhole right there. That's an exposure where water can channel, and that will erode the shingle and create a leak. I cannot use this shingle to make the repair. This is not the correct shingle. So we see right here, this gap. This one's straight, this one's not. All of the other ones on the roof, even. We don't see any gaps. So this shingle will not work. I'm gonna remove it from out of the system. And because I don't want to leave this space vulnerable, I'm going to use the shingle that we removed temporarily and reinstall it. I'm going to reinstall it like we would, the way we would make a regular repair. Now let's look. Pre-condition, we are even and straight. We are even and straight. We do not have any gaps. So that is ruled out. That is incorrect. Now I'm going to use 1¼ per code roofing nails and the recommended roofing snake. The reason why we use the roofing snake is so we don't have to lift books 5 and 6 more than necessary to get an appropriate nail strike. So first I'll start right here on one end of the shingle. That's one. That's two. That's three. Look at how bad the granules are. The granules are so bad the numbers are falling off every time we install a nail. Oop, lost. The roofing snake does that sometimes. It doesn't grip onto the nail fully. Man, the granule loss is terrible. Now we're going to go back into 5 and 6 and reinstall these. That's one. Two. The granule loss is so bad I can't see where my lines are. Man, it's repairable, don't worry about it. All right, we have the shingle book back installed. We see that we have the correct shingle in there now. Let's go through each book. I'm gonna have to outline all these again. Here's book 1. Here's where book 1 ends. Book 1 needs to be sealed down, but it's not been affected by the repair. Here's book 2. Man. Book 2 has not been affected by the repair. Here's book 3, straight and butted up to our shingle. But 3 has material that's been transferred onto 5. We see it right here. Rips in the fiberglass, not good. Here's book 4. Look right here. This is book 4. With dry condition has unlocked this tooth. It is completely delaminated. Let's look at book 5. Book 5 has material transferred off of 3. We've already discussed that. This is book 6. Oh, that's a delaminated shingle. That's partially delaminated. The old halfers. Half is hanging on, half is not. Oh, that's a delaminated shingle. That's a delaminated shingle. So this book is damaged, needs to be repaired. 7. That's a delaminated shingle. Look right here. Because of this delamination, we can see that it's separating at the seam right here. The same is starting on book 8 as well. We see the separation right there. Delamination. Partial delamination. Delamination. Yeah, so we have the incorrect shingle recommended to us from the ITEL process. Book 3 has material transferred on it. Book 4 has delamination. Book 5 has material transferred onto it. It has nope, not delamination. We have book 6, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 delaminated teeth. Book 7, which is separating at the seam and a delaminated tooth. Book 8, which has a delaminated tooth, 2, 3 delaminated teeth. We see that a ratio of 6 out of 8, that's a pretty high ratio, has been affected by the repair. And I tell equals no. Tamco Titan XT is not the correct shingle. Because of these conditions, because of the incorrect shingle, I do deem this roof irreparable.